of Shadow Machamp's movesets here. I wonder if Reis brings maybe triple Runerica's counters here. Maybe eventually try to switch out because you see that Runerica is going to be around everywhere here. And no, we do see the Shadow Machamp here, but into the Runerica. This is the worst case scenario for Reis here.
Yeah, Shadow Machamp hits the field, and it did not bring a shovel with it, so it's going to have a hard time with this ground type. But we see the Dragalge safe switch again from Reis2occasion, but I think VromVrom just in complete control. His team almost looks like triple Dragalge counters.
Yeah, and also catching the Aqua Tail on this Empoleon. VromVromPow playing out of his mind here, doing everything he can here. And this is actually a really good spot, I think, for VromVromPow. Even if you don't win Switch here, you have energy on the Runerica's. And here's the downside of Celio compared to Walrein here, is that you had to build up to that Aurora Beam to do any meaningful damage into Runerica's. You can't go for the body slams there. So it's going to put things into interesting perspective. And Reis here is going to shield here. Do we see a no shield from VromVromPow? VromVromPow no shield, another Aqua Tail here too. VromVromPow playing perfectly here in the shield usage and trying to get to another Drill Peck. Is this enough time to get to a Drill Peck before? And actually, I don't know if wins charge from priority or not, but able to maintain switch advantage and shield advantage. This is such a tough spot for Reis. Usually in this type of situation, if you don't have switch advantage and you don't have shield advantage, your chances of losing are very, very high.
And look at these Powder Snows, barely doing anything to the Empoleon. It's going to get to another charge attack as well, and this Pokemon just will not go away. Caleb, I can't hear anything over the sound of VromVrom's engine right now.
This pizzas are being delivered across the world right now. Here, we got the Malamar probably coming in here, and we got actually a Body Slam being thrown here. I assume VromVromPow no shielding this as well here too, and this Machamp has nowhere to go at this point because it's most assuredly going to be locked into his Runerica's.
Yeah, like you said, unable to take shield advantage, unable to take switch advantage. Do we see a call here from Reis2occasion? Superpower does get shielded, but that is the last of Reis's resources. He has no protection left. And switching in the Runerica's, is this a potential window? Actually, no, never mind. He shields the Aurora Beam here.
Yeah, still having 2 shields remaining. Such a great call from VromVromPow. I love that Superpower, even though not getting maybe a bait here, but now catching a Shadow Ball on the Shadow Machamp. This is probably Reis's only chance here, but Reis is still down a shield. We actually see an undercharge from VromVromPow, maybe even the perfect undercharge here to get to another Shadow Ball here. This is such a tough matchup for Reis here too. Not winning switch, not having shield advantage, and just getting decimated again by the Runerica's and Malamar combo.
Oh my goodness, Shadow Ball will connect, and VromVrom does not miss. Reis threw his Machamp under the pizza truck, and it wasn't enough to do anything here in this matchup as VromVrom takes a commanding Game 1 victory from our Grand Finals reset.
Wow, VromVromPow is just
in from Reis2occasion because he needs to turn this series around. Heading into game number 2 of our Grand Finals reset. Finally, a solid lead here for Reis, but as we've seen, VromVromPow can turn this on its head.
Yeah, having 2 solid swaps here too. For VromVromPow, as you see, probably the Malamar safe swap here and having the Empoleon being very reliable into this Celio, and see trying to go for another catch here, this time not working out, but you get the counter swap from the Swampert here, which is not the best matchup for Swampert if you cannot land that Earthquake. Let's see if Reis goes straight for or goes for a Hydrogen. Now, this is going to be a real test of fortitude and read calls from both trainers.
No, you're exactly right. Empoleon able to win the charge route priority here. It's so consistent with its damage output, and we need a shield here from VromVrom if he wants to keep Empoleon around, and he no shields, tries to make the call, and Reis says, show me your cards. I've got a better hand.
Yeah, one of the first times I feel like VromVromPow not actually shielding the right move here, but now is going to have to shield this Hydrocan. Now, this might be the momentum Reis has and needs here. They are both on even shields at this point, but you see this Runerica's building up quite a bit of energy here, and Reis is going to let this Swampert go. Now, does VromVromPow probably swap straight away to Malamar to potentially catch a Roar Beam? That's going to be seen.
Yeah, he does have that energy stored. Great patience by Reis here, playing aggressively but not out of pocket. Coming in here with the Aurora Beam, and it does get caught actually onto the Malamar. Critical decision. Do you stay in and gather energy, or do you make the swap? You cannot let Malamar get out of control.
Wow, that's huge for VromVromPow here, making the catch there too. And now you see the Celio building up to another Aurora Beam before leaving there. I like that call from Reis there because knowing that he needs as much energy as possible here too. But giving Malmar energy is never a good time. Taking these super effective cycle cuts are starting to add up here too. But Reis does get his Aqua Tail, and it looks like VromVromPow is going to let this go. But how does VromVromPow play out this? I mean, it might depend really at the end here on the bait here. Does Reis go straight away for the Roar Beam, or maybe bait with Body Slam here? So kind of almost like another read situation based on that first matchup here as well. But again, VromVromPow also has to kind of land a Shadow Ball here to close it out. So this is going to be very interesting how both trainers play this out, but definitely in favor of Reis with energy and with the type advantage.
Oh my goodness, goes for the bait here. This is a critical call by VromVroom. Does he call it late in the game? And he no-shields the body slam out of his mind. VromVroom is looking to try to win this matchup, but he might need to bait himself as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is still looking really tough for VromVromPow, but making the right call there and getting a shield from Reis. But I like this shield because VromVromPow might not get to the Shadow Ball on time. You see just the straight Powder Snow down there too. So the right call from Reis, even if it was a bait. So we finally get Reis back on the board here. It is 1-1, maybe slowing down this freight train from VromVromPow a little bit. And it might be that Rodriguez. And we are going into game number 2 here of this grand finals reset. We see the Swampert into the jump bluff. VromVromPow bring the jump bluff back in here again, and this is not a great spot.
Yeah, he said, you know, Reis, you really seem to like that Swampert. Well, I'll see what I can do about that. Jump left against the Dragalge. We saw this earlier in the first set of the grand finals. Now we're in the reset. Will it play out the same way? Acrobatics does a tremendous amount of damage, and Dragalge just takes a huge hit there.
Yeah, I like that play from VromVromPow here, throwing it, maybe trying to go for a catch here. No, it looks like VromVromPow going to stay in here. No shielding again. This is very interesting. I think VromVromPow played it out very similarly in that first game there. And yeah, just going and trying to just maintain switch advantage here. No, choosing to leave with energy. I like this play a lot. Energy on this Empoleon, super scary for the backline for Reis here too. Even this Outrage, although its resist is still going to do a good chunk of damage, but I like to play from VromVromPow because the Swampert still has a throw engine here. You can't really farm down this Empoleon, I believe, when much shots, or if you do, it's going to come at a huge cost.
Last time we saw this lead and swap scenario play out, the Malamar came out to meet that Pokemon, but now we see the Empoleon, and there's no fear of the Runerigus, or excuse me, the Empoleon in the back, because last time it was the Runerigus coming through here with the Hydro Cannon. I think this is an ambitious mud shot down attempt, but it's going to take all of Swampert's might to get there.
Yeah, we see Swampert actually leaving with energy here instead. I like this play from Reis, but that Swampert doesn't have a ton of places to go. It will probably win charge from priority against that jump up, but jump up does have energy there, and that Malamar is can potentially tank, but all this energy on the seal can be important. Maybe Reis expecting the Runerigus in the back, but no, you gotta expect the Malamar here. Malamar coming in every single one of these games, and here it is again in this third game of the Grand Finals reset.
Yeah, this is such a tough matchup as well. We saw the 2-shield Malamar versus Celio play out earlier, but now the energy stats are different, and also the switches are different here. I think a surprise superpower isn't even needed here, because after the cycle cuts, the foul play is probably enough to KO. So this is actually pretty commanding for VromVroom, but I think the pacing of the Celio will be the saving grace here for Reis.
Yeah, you see Varun building up to foul play just before the body slam is reached here too, forcing Reis to shield to get off this final body slam. But that Swampert has a lot of energy, so this is still going to be a really close matchup in both respects here. And we see the body slam come through. Here comes the Swampert potentially going for the snipe down with the Hydro Cannon here. And here's the thing: Jump Love with Fairy Wind cannot farm this down, so you do kind of have to at least throw maybe a foul play here. And no, going for the superpower, the less energy intensive move. I like this play here because potentially you can just do a combo play. No, it looks like Reis is going to choose to let that go, is going to try to go for the superpower, maybe goes for the combo play after this, throwing the superpower. What's this charge from priority? If it's charge from priority, that's huge for VromVromPow here, and Reis choosing to no shield. Oh no, choosing to shield the superpower, but it is charge from priority, and this is not great for Reis. The switch timer is up for VromVromPow, can probably just combo play this and throw the energy ball to take out the Celio.
Like you said, energy in the back is the saving grace. Goes for the acrobatics. Either attack will get it done, and Jump Love closing out here in a huge way, getting a revenge against the ice type Celio. What just masterful play there by VromVromPow.
We are one game away for VromVromPow to win this entire grand finals, especially in the
Perfection, and absolutely deserves to be our 2022 Silph Arena World Champion. There was no trainer that played better than VromVromPow today.
Yeah, you know what? What an incredible run from VromVromPow, being the one person